Hi guys, my name is Khan and welcome to another great review. Today we will be taking a look at LUX by Lloyd Barnes. This has been hyped a lot recently, so we will take a look at this. I got mine from triponmagic.com. If you like to, you can check it out in the description box below. But now let's jump straight into a performance of one of the effects that you can do with LUX. So guys, for this effect, I'll need a pack of cards from which you will name out any card that you can think of. As I'm here on my own, we'll just use a second pack to represent one freely named out card, such as a 6 of hearts. Now guys, these cards have been in view from the beginning on, right? And you could have named out any card that you liked, but you have chosen the 6 of hearts. One card in this pack of cards was marked by me before we even began with the effect. That marking you can't see unless you have a UV light on you, right? UV light is basically some sort of light that can reveal spatial ink. On these cards, you can't see anything because these cards are not marked, which means one card, hopefully, the card that you named out, the 6 of hearts, is the only marked card in the pack, as you can see here. The 6 of hearts, your named out card. So guys, let's get started with the review of LUX. LUX comes in this pretty cool packaging. On the back you have Murphy's logo. When you open this up, you get the link to the instructional video along with 2 items really, which is the torch, so to say, the UV light, and then you get the ink, the spatial ink. The instructions to this I can describe with 2 words: Murphy's quality, which means that it is just great quality. You learn everything that you need to know, how the actual gimmick works, a lot of different tricks that you can do with your gimmick, and there are pretty cool ideas that you get along with the instructions. However, it's not the effect that you're buying. You are buying a tool that you can use to come up with incredible effects on your own. So the effects that you really get with this are just bonuses, so to say, that you can immediately start with ready-to-go effects, right? But as I've said, the sky is the limit. You can come up with incredible effects on your own. So there is really nothing to complain about the instructions. It is just greatly done. As I've said, in the packaging, you get this torch, which is very, very innocent looking, even though this is your main gimmick. The other thing that you get is the spatial ink that you can write on your cards, on your hand, whatever it is. This is not gimmicked, which means that you can replace this with sort of any spatial ink that works with UV light that you want. So that's your main gimmick. It is basically just very, very innocent looking, even though it is housing some pretty cool secrets in it. Now, if you have followed the whole pre-sales phase of this effect, you'll know that there are people referring to this as sort of the best effect that they have seen, which to me personally is a little overrated. But again, it's just me, right? If they say it's the best trick that they have seen, cool. It's your opinion. There is nothing else to do than respecting their idea. To me, again, it's a really, really cool effect, but also not like the best effect that I have seen. What I think is really the special thing about this effect is not the method, right? Because the method is not a magician fooler, which also is not something that they claim it is. To me, the most impressive thing is the idea. I mean, everyone can come up with that idea, but to come up with that method, you first have to come up with the idea of this effect where you have the UV light disappearing and reappearing. This is, to me personally, the point where Lloyd really deserves a lot of compliments, right? The idea is something pretty cool. Regarding method, I mean, as I've said, it is built into this little innocent looking torch. I mean, the creators, the producers are very transparent about how it works. I'm not gonna describe it in this video. You can watch their own videos that are online on Murphy's Magic site. They are very transparent about it because this is one of those effects where knowing the secret does not allow you to perform the effect unless you really get it. It's like a smoke watch. You know it comes from the watch, but Without owning it, you can't do it, right? Now the question is, how well does it work? The torch comes with different modes. Those different modes allow you to either perform it on your own, where you hold the torch yourself. You can give it to your spectators to hold it. There are different modes built into this that you can use for different applications. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just informing you there are different modes that serve different cool ideas that you can do with the torch. Setting the modes takes you maybe 2 or 3 seconds and then you're ready to go. If we just take the X on the hand that disappears and reappears as an example of an effect that you can do with LUX, performing it, the part where you make it disappear or reappear, are pretty much self-working. You don't really have to do anything. The maximum thing that you're doing is pressing the button. That's it. All the other secret stuff that you have to do depend on the trick that you're doing. If it's mind reading, if it's mentalism, you have to maybe find out what word they're thinking of, but that's not part of the effect. The actual effect is making that secret drawing, word, X, whatever it is, appear and disappear with this torch. And that part is self-working. My favorite part of the whole thing is this torch. The fact that it is so small that you can carry it on your keychain. But most impressive thing to me is that it is so innocent looking. It looks like a cheap thing that anyone could get, but yes, they could get it, but not with the technology that is built into this. To me, I don't think it is an effect that anyone would do, because in the end, even though UV technology is something that most people know, it's still like sort of a technology, right? And the moment technology is part of an effect, people tend to think that the technology is doing the magic. So it sort of puts the magician at second position, if you know what I mean. That's to me the only thing that is gonna keep some magicians away from using this. Either they just don't want to use anything technological in their performances, or just the fact that the technology is going to be a little above them when people think about how it was done. Else, I think it's just a pretty cool idea, a pretty cool effect that you will have a lot of fun performing. The reactions that you will get from this is really incredible. Again, to magicians, it may be a little easier to figure out how it's done. To laymen, it's just such a cool moment where that visual appearance or disappearance of ink, basically, looks like real live visual effects. That's probably the best way to describe it. All in all, if you can see yourself doing tricks with a torch, with light, with sort of a technology, make sure to check this out. I'm pretty sure this is something for you. Regarding refills, I mean, there is only the ink maybe to refill that you can get at many places. The light, if you don't break it, will last you for a very long time. The only things that you will have to change after maybe 6 months are going to be the batteries. That's it. But the light itself is going to last you for a very long time. Again, to some of you it may be the best effect that you have seen in your life. To some of you it may be just a little magical gadget that you will use for a few days and you will forget about. There I can really not pick a side for you. It is something that you have to judge for yourself. But that was my review. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time.